And now President Uhuru Kenyatta has expressed concern over what he says is reckless behavior exhibited at alcohol selling joints, slapping a ban on the sale of alcoholic drinks and beverages in eateries and restaurants across the country. The president has further directed the Inspector General of Police to enforce a permanent withdrawal of licenses for bars operating in breach of directives issued by the government to contain the spread of COVID-19. Safina Chengouma has the report.
Revelers in some entertainment joints have continued to flirt with the deadly coronavirus, going about their drinking sprees, oblivious of the trajectory of the COVID-19 curve in the country, which continues to depict a sharp rise. As the positive cases surpassed the 17,950 mark, President Uhuru Kenyatta will chide the reckless behavior being exhibited at alcohol-selling joints in the country, terming them as high-risk areas for the spread of COVID-19. In his address on the state of the coronavirus in the country, which came moments after he co-chaired the 5th extraordinary session of the National and County Governments Coordinating Summit, the president also raised concern over the number of young people who are increasingly testing positive for the deadly virus.
And our meeting's greatest concern at this moment is the aggressive surge of infections among young Kenyans who are in turn, unfortunately, affecting their elders. Contact tracing of the recent surge of infections indicates that our socializing without regard to protective behavior, particularly in an environment serving alcohol, is becoming one of the greatest risk factors in our country.
The country will now have to sober up after the tough-talking head of state imposed a directive stopping the sale of alcohol and beverages in all eateries and restaurants in Kenya for the next 30 days.
There shall be no sale of alcoholic beverages or drinks in eateries and restaurants across the territory of the Republic of Kenya, effective midnight today for the next 30 days.
The current directive on the closure of bars will also continue until further notice, with closing time for restaurants having been adjusted to 7 p.m. from the initial 8 p.m.
The closing time for restaurants and eateries has been amended from 8 p.m. to 7 p.m. starting today at midnight for the next 30 days.
It will also not be business as usual for any alcohol-selling joint, which will flout the guidelines issued to contain the spread of COVID-19, with the President directing the Inspector General of Police to ensure a permanent withdrawal of their operating licenses.
The Inspector General of the National Police Service shall cause withdrawal of all licenses for bars operating in breach of this directive, and those withdrawals shall be permanent.
This coming even as a number of legislators have been found in drinking dens past curfew hours, while others use their influence to attempt to defy COVID-19 precautionary measures. The COVID-19 precautionary guidelines, according to the President, will apply to everyone, and no one found flouting them will be spared, regardless of their stature in the society.
Forthwith, the Inspector General of Police shall ensure that his officers spare no muheshimiwa, no individual, irregardless of social status or rank, who is either out after curfew without being an essential worker, or who flaunts the health protocols that have been set out.
44 out of 47 counties have recorded positive cases of COVID-19, with the country's capital, Nairobi, among the hotspot counties. For Channel 1 News, I'm Safina Chengouma.